Hi there, I'm Namisha Patel Owen, and you're listening to Live Your True Self, episode number 69. After 18 years doing corporate, in 2018 it became about doing me and doing what I love. It wasn't that long ago that I too felt stuck, lost, and asking myself, who am I anyway, and what's my purpose? Full of self-doubt, fear of failure, and confusion. Fast forward to this moment and you'll see a version of me that's true to myself. Calm, confident and clearer than ever before, inspired by Krishna's words in the Bhagavad Gita, one must deliver himself with the help of the mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. So perspective is everything, and no matter where you find yourself on your spiritual journey, allow me to guide you to drop out of your head the busyness in your mind and drop into your heart the sacred space that holds your beautiful soul, so that you too can awaken your true self and live life more meaningfully in this moment. Take a deep breath and listen on in. Hi there, my lovely. How are you? I'm super grateful for you being here today. I hope all is well with you. I am feeling quite excited, but also quite grounded and aligned. I have something new and exciting coming. It's a community of growth inside and out, and a community of empowerment where we uplift each other. It's a journey that I'm on, and if you're a woman in your 40s, and that is most of my audience, I want to take you with me, because I have this deep desire. To be the fittest at 50, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And I'm on a mission to continue creating a mind and body that I love, and I want the same for you too. At this point, I'm 45 and have obviously 5 years to go till I'm 50, but this is a journey that I'm on, and no matter where you are leading up to 50 or even 50 and beyond, I want you to create and thrive with a mind and body that you love, a mind and body that is well, that serves you and helps you thrive through this next chapter of life. So I'm looking for 10 incredible women to test run this new online community that I'm creating and kickstart the journey with me soonest. And if any of that resonates with you and it's something you'd love to be a part of, maybe you've been thinking about fitness, be it mental fitness or physical fitness, or managing your emotions and dealing with some hard feelings, this is the place for you to be. I am here for you. So if any of that resonates with you and you'd love to be part of it, drop me an email at support@namishapatelowen.com or DM me on Instagram or LinkedIn. Just search Namisha Patel Owen and drop me a message, and you will find all those links in the show notes. So any spark, any tingle that you feel having heard this, just drop me a message. Let's have a chat. And I would love for you to be part of this incredible journey. This is going to be a game changer. It's really going to change the game as we approach 50, and it's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen. So let's do it consciously. Let's do it in a way that works for us and that we can be truly proud of. So keep an eye out for that, and I look forward to hearing from you in my inbox. So as I've been thinking about this new adventure, it ties perfectly into today's topic. Unbecoming. A wise monk once said, maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't really you, so you can be who you were meant to be in the first place. What if the real path to success isn't just about becoming someone new, but about unbecoming everything that isn't truly you? A few years ago, after returning to work from maternity leave, I found myself caught up in trying to be the quote unquote perfect version of myself. Always striving, always pushing, always trying to do too much, both personally and professionally, juggling all the things, trying to be in all the places, and just show myself in a place of I know exactly what I'm doing. I've got this covered. All is well. You know what I mean, right? But instead of, feeling fulfilled and like all is well and everything was in control, deep down, I felt disconnected and exhausted and being someone I wasn't. And it seemed that out of nowhere, I was presented with a gift wrapped in sandpaper, which is what I call it. I got sick. I took 6 months off work. And during that time, I received the most beautiful gift. And that was the realization that I needed to let go. And the words of Anna Quindlen spoke to me. The thing that is really hard and really amazing is giving up on being perfect and beginning the work of becoming yourself. And so during this 6 months off work, I immersed myself into wellness to fuel my mind, body, and soul for this next chapter of my life. And I realized that the answer wasn't in doing more, but in letting go. And through coaching and meditation and self-reflection, I began to strip away the high expectations I had of myself, the self-doubt, the habits and behaviors that no longer served me, that made me small and fearful. And that's when everything changed. And it was freeing and such a relief. And I began to feel more aligned, confident, and started leaning into an identity that was truly me, and just freeing because I was finally being me. And that was back in 2018/19. So at this point, it's 5-6 years ago. And it was the turning point of me doing life on my terms. That's how I describe it. It was me taking ownership, me taking control of my thoughts, feelings, and actions, and doing life on my terms and being who I truly am. And so unbecoming is a concept of releasing what's not you in this moment, right? In this chapter of your being. And that's exactly what I did. But like now I can make so much more sense of it. And there are 3 identities for you to consider: who you were in the past, who you are now in the present moment, and who you want to be in the future. While we know that we can't change the past and we can't predict the future, we 100% have ownership of who we are right now in this moment. And more importantly, something I didn't realize and something I didn't know until I embarked on my spiritual journey and started coaching and self-reflection is that we also have 100% control over our thoughts about our past selves. And we 100% have control of our thoughts about our future self. And again, those thoughts are in the here and now. Let me say that again. We always have 100% control over our thoughts about our past self and our current self and our future selves. We get to decide what we think about who we are today. We get to decide what we think about who we were yesterday, and we get to decide what we think about who we want to be or will be tomorrow. And I love Oprah's words. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become. And that choice, that act of choosing, is always in the present moment, no matter what happened in the past, no matter what you went through circumstantially, or no matter what you thought about yourself. You are what you choose to become, and those choices are available to us here in the present moment. That is the gift of free will that the universe has given to us. We all have this. And so unbecoming is about letting go of the characteristics or traits or personality and identity that you've attached to yourself that no longer serves you in this moment and in this chapter of your life. And it's about releasing the unhelpful stories that you've been telling yourself and others that no longer align with where you're heading. And I know that some of these stories are real and heavy and, it's a sense of it's part of who you are. But really, I want you to hear me. You have the power to change those stories. You have the power to tell yourself a different story and certainly not focus on that story. You can let that go. And I say that with such a big heart because I know what it feels like. I have told myself and identified myself with stories. I used to think that I'm too fat, that I'll never be able to do a press up, that I'll never be able to run, far, that I'm too quiet, I'm too nice, I'm not confident enough to speak up in front of others. When I started my business, I remember thinking that I'm not good at marketing and selling, and created this identity of not being good at marketing and selling. I was really good at coaching, and I'd got, qualified as a coach. But actually, before you can get to coaching, you need to be good at marketing and selling. And when I was sharing value on social media and really starting to become an online business owner and building my email list, I used to think that I'm not good at writing emails and writing inspiring copy. And these were identities that some time ago I identified myself with. I attached myself to, I clung on to. But they weren't really me, because they didn't feel good, right? And, anything that doesn't feel good, that you self-manufacture, that you self-create, isn't something you want to hold on to. Like it's something that you want to question, and it's something for you to become curious about. And I realized that they were just stories I'd attached myself to, and stories that I just picked up along the way that were creating mental clutter, right? They were creating busyness in my mind. And I had simply identified with things that weren't truly me. And when we do that, it's like having mental diarrhea. You know what I mean, right? I don't mean to be graphic, but it just doesn't stop. It consumes you. You go down this rabbit hole. And what do you do when you have diarrhea? Apart from the obvious trips to the bathroom, you stop eating, right? No more rich foods, no more heavy foods. You simplify, you go bland, you go dry, you flush it out of your system. Similarly, when you're dealing with thoughts or beliefs, like stories that don't serve you, like mental diarrhea, you don't keep feeding them. You stop, you simplify, and you actively let go. You actively flush them out of your system. Right? And that's like your belief system. We all have belief systems, and there are, it's conditioning from all sorts of chapters in our lives and people and circumstances and situations. But we get to actively let them go. And you remind yourself that you are not your thoughts, right? You are not your mind. You are not your body. You are the thinker. You are the beautiful soul. That's who you are. And you own that. Now, you might be wondering, how do I actually release what's not me? Here are a few steps to help you on that journey, be it through meditation or coaching or self-reflection or a combination of all of them, which is what I do. Number one, and as always, the first step is self-awareness. Start by becoming aware of your thoughts, what's happening in your mind, the habits in terms of what you're doing or not doing, and the, identities that don't align with who you truly are or who you want to be. What are the stories you keep telling yourself? Pay attention to the sentences in your brain and write them down, because seeing them on paper can help distance yourself from those stories, and that helps you recognize how they're perhaps holding you back. and something that you want to move on from. Step number 2 is challenge the stories. Once you've identified these stories, the sentences in your brain that don't align with you, you get to challenge them with love and compassion and curiosity, right? Zero judgment. But you just get to ask yourself, is this really true? Is this who I want to be? Or is this just something I've accepted without questioning? And often you'll find that these identities were never really yours to begin with. It's just something you picked up along the way, either from somebody else's thinking or something you've seen or heard, and then just adopted. Step number 3, replace the story with truth. Consciously begin to replace these tired, boring, outdated stories with ones that align with your true self. And affirmations are powerful here with the associated feelings in your body. For example, if you've always believed, I can't change the way I am, replace that with, I have the power to evolve and grow into the person I choose to be always. Can you see the difference? Right? You get to train your brain to tap into that latter thought. I have the power to grow into the person I choose to be no matter what. Versus just keep saying to yourself, I can't change the way I am. Replace it with an alternative truth and feel into it. Like really come out of your brain, come out of your mind and drop into your heart, into your body, and let that positive affirmation come alive. Like feel it and lean into it in your body. Number 4, practice letting go. Just like a tree shedding its leaves, let go of what no longer serves you. And this might involve releasing old habits, saying goodbye to unhelpful beliefs, or even distancing yourselves from people or from certain environments that reinforce the old stories. Right? You have to consciously and actively release what no longer serves you so you can be the true you, and so the true you can flourish. Right? And that is consciously letting go, like, the act of letting go. And you can literally just, again, like an affirmation, you can repeat that. I am letting go of what no longer serves me. And you can be specific about that, and you can write it out, and you can take it for a walk. But you're like actively letting it go. And that's either in your mind or by actually circumstantially letting go of that particular thing. Number 5, embrace simplicity. And this is my word of the year, right? Simplicity. Simplify your life where you can, right? This is just what I have leaned into and what I'm all about at this point. Focus on what truly matters to you. What's most important to you in this chapter of life, and let go of anything that doesn't contribute to your growth and your well-being and who you want to be. And like literally, remove things, like take things out. It's not about adding things and doing more. It's actually about doing less and simplifying the things that you do. And so they are the 5 steps to help you on that journey to actually release what's not you. And I invite you to start thinking about what you need to unbecome in your own life, right? What identities, beliefs, or habits are you holding on to that no longer serve you and serve the person you want to be? And another analogy that I like to think about is it's like a backpack, right? You've been carrying a backpack. We have a backpack that we carry around with us as we go, and it's an invisible backpack. And, you know, there are things in there that are weighing you down. And it's like this act of unbecoming is about removing those things, right? Removing any heaviness that you're carrying around in your backpack that you no longer need. Right? Maybe once upon a time you did, but now you don't need that. And so we have to actively go into the backpack and we have to remove it and we have to let it go. And actually, in doing that, you're lightening your load. And so therefore, you're making space for this new set of thoughts and beliefs and habits and an identity that moves you closer to who you want to be. Like, you have space in your backpack for that. So take some time today, this week, to reflect on this. Maybe journal about it, or take it for a walk, or sit in a space that allows you to contemplate and, you know, spend some time with this and ask yourself, who am I without these stories? And who could I become if I let go of what's not really me? Who could I become if I let go of what's not really me? This is the work that I have been doing, and it really does just bring goosebumps to me as I talk about it, because it's so great that after so long that I'm able to make sense of it in this way. So unbecoming isn't always easy. I honestly really do understand. It can be uncomfortable. It can be challenging. It takes time, effort, and energy, but it's also freeing and liberating. And it's such a relief to finally let go of the heaviness that really does not need to be here. And it's the first step in creating a life that's aligned to your true self, free from the clutter of who you think you should be and who you think you are. Like, you get to decide. And remember, this is exactly the kind of work we'll be diving into together in the new community I'm creating. It's a space for women like you to explore, release, and step into your most authentic self, the fittest version of you, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Like, we are going to do all of that. And it's all about creating a mind and a body that you love. And the beauty of it is we're doing it together. Like, this is what I'm doing, and I want you to come with me. Like, I am here to journey with you together, because I know how it feels. I know what it's like. It's hard. It's lonely. You know, you will have setbacks. It feels impossible. Like, it feels like it's not for you, but it is. Like, and I'm here to help you stay close to that. Like, I understand the hold that our mind and these past stories can have on us. But I'm here to tell you that there is a way forward. We can let that go. And like, we can do it together, right? We can do it together. I'm holding my hand out to you. All you got to do is take it if it feels right for you, because this is your path. This is your next chapter. And there is goodness from here on out. I'm so excited for what's ahead, and I would love for you to join me on this journey if that feels good for you. Like, genuinely, if you feel a tingle in your body, like, know that is a sign, that is your intuition speaking to you. Drop me a DM, all right, and let's have a chat and see if this is the thing for you. So that is our conversation today. That is our topic today, unbecoming. I know I've shared a lot, but you can re-listen to this and write down the questions and really allow yourself to sink into the growth and the insights that come from this. And if you want to talk about any of this, I'm here for you. Just drop me a message. In the meantime, take a moment to let these words of this poem sink in. Unbecoming. To unbecome is not to break, but to shed the weight we bear, to strip away the layers thick and find the truth laid bare. In the quiet of the night, we peel back what's not our own, discarding masks we've worn so long to step into the known. The stories told, the lies believed, the labels that we wore, they crumble now like autumn leaves, no longer needed anymore. For in the heart a whisper calls, a voice both soft and true. It's time, it says, to let it go, to unbecome, to renew. So like the tree that drops its leaves to make room for the new, we cast aside what isn't us to embrace what's deeply true. And in this space, this empty calm, we find the strength to see that who we are was always there, waiting to be free. Thank yourself for being here, my lovely. And remember, it's not about finding yourself, it's about unbecoming everything that isn't really you, so you can be who you were meant to be in the first place. Until next week, keep shining your light, and may you always live your true self. Namaste. Thank you for listening to another episode of Live Your True Self podcast. If you want to learn more about my work and how I can support you, come visit me at namishapatelowen.com and be sure to sign up for my weekly email to receive more mindset insights. It's an honor to continue serving you on your growth journey. Bye for now.